Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk. Welcome back to another movie review. First of all, if you watch some of my other videos, I'm still kind of under the weather doing these videos. I'm just trying to knock them out. I'm feeling better than I was the other day, but I just really wanted to get these knocked out and get some content out to you guys. So please bear with me if I'm coughing or I'm not as loud as usual or not as energetic. But yeah. So guys, this movie here I did not think I'd be giving to you guys. If you come to my channel for horror movie reviews, you're going to be kind of disappointed, as the only time I really go to horror movies is if it looks like it's going to be a really good horror movie, or one of my friends wants to go and I'll tag along with them. But so with Gretel and Hansel, I was very, very skeptical that I was ever going to see this movie. I actually watched some of my friends' movie reviews on this movie because I didn't think I'd be going to it. So I kind of knew a little bit what to expect when going in. But yeah, so this weekend I went to see Gretel and Hansel because the friend I was hanging with said she wanted to see it, and who was I to stop that? So here we go, guys. And just before we get into what worked for me in this movie, this movie was directed by Oz Perkins, but he was going by Osgood Perkins in this movie. Sophia Lillis is in this movie, and for the longest time I was like, while watching this movie, going, she looks really familiar. Who is this person? And then realize, it was the girl from It. She's the young Beverly. And I was like, oh my god, okay. So, but this movie, before we get into my thoughts, of this thing, was weird. Going into it, I was definitely expecting the darker, grim fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel kind of retelling. And even knowing or seeing some of the reviews from my friends, I still didn't really know what to expect going in. I knew it wasn't going to be the true, horror movie. And we'll get into that. But it was weird. And, so that's where I came off on. It was weird. What worked for me? This is a hard one for me, guys, because it's not a lot worked for me in this movie. Sophia Lillis playing Gretel, I think she was probably the standout in this movie. She did really well. In her performance in this movie, being that strong woman, being that big sister to her little brother, and just protecting that family unit. She gets thrown out of her house by her mother, and they're trying to make their way. And just, running into things after things after things. And, it was a lot to put on the shoulders of a young girl. She's still, she's not a woman of the world. She hasn't been out there. She doesn't know what's going on. But she knows that she is different. And she knows that her job as the older sister is to protect her younger brother. And, some people see that as a weakness and try to use that against her. But overall, her performance of going from that wide-eyed, innocent girl to becoming the protector of her family, I don't know why I'm using air quotes, is really telling. I think she did a really good job for this role. The kid as Hansel, his name was Samuel Leakey. I don't remember if I've ever seen him in anything. He did an alright job. I'm not going to say it was perfect. Kid actors, it's always hard, I think, to have that, to work with the script, especially if it's not a overly good script, especially if the director. I get a lot of confusion off of this movie. Not the direction that the director or the writers or wanted in this movie. They wanted to go for different. They wanted a Gretel and Hansel movie for this time period, and I can see where they were going for the majority of this movie. It just weird. This is how I go for it. So let's get into what didn't work for me. What didn't work for me was, oh God, the lighting in this movie. Even going into a theater and surrounding, it was so dark in some periods, and I know that's where the director was going. He wanted it dark. He wanted you to feel surrounded by this darkness, and not knowing what was really at the edges of your vision and stuff like that. But as the moviegoer, you need to be able to see, stuff. When I have to squint or lean forward to try to figure stuff out, it's not really a good thing. It's too dark. It's too gloomy. It doesn't really kind of work for me. The second biggest thing is, and this is the thing with PG-13 horror movies, if you put it in quotes, they are really, really, really hard to do with a PG-13 rating. I know you're trying to get that audience, the teen audience and stuff like that, but if you're going to call it a horror movie, I got to be scared. I will tell you right now, there was no scares in this movie, at least to me. It was weird, and at times it got a little too slow, too boring. You could see stuff coming a mile away. It was telegraphed. It was more of a suspenseful movie than a horror movie, and I could see where that was coming in. But yeah, it was just not great. It was not good. It was one of those ones where you could see what the director wanted to do. He wanted to make this like dark and gloomy movie where you felt encased in these woods in this house with no escape and not knowing what was going to happen or who was really there or not there. And it just didn't work for me. And that's pretty much it, guys. I didn't really expect a lot going into Gretel and Hansel. I came out going, wow, this was a weird movie. It really wasn't a horror movie. I just had to shake my head and move on. So with that, guys, I am giving Gretel and Hansel 2 out of 5 Sheps. Have you guys seen it? Let me know down in the comments down below. If you've liked what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help me out greatly, and I truly appreciate it. We're getting to almost 200 subscribers on this channel, and I'd love to be able to hit that for the month of February. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next review.